What is going on, guys? And welcome back to 365 Analytics, and welcome to day 4 of the NFL ranking series. And today we have interior defensive line for you. Before I start this ranking, I do want to say I included a little bit of a diverse ranking here today. I included some guys that either like some guys that have some versatility at positions, like if they play defensive end, defensive line. I included some guys, like one example is Leonard Williams, who we talk about in a second here. He's on this list. He plays defensive end, he plays inside, he plays three tech, he plays five tech, so he plays like all different positions on the defensive line. But primary, I included him in the interior defensive line list for this video and this ranking. So yeah, if you guys do enjoy, please like, subscribe, and that would all be really appreciated. Without further ado, let's get right into the interior defensive line rankings for today. Starting off with the number 15 spot on the list in the top 15 rankings. We have a man who hasn't been off this list in absolute years. At 38 years of age, still playing as good as ever. Now, maybe that's a stretch, but he's still a really, really good player. New and former, newly signed with the Arizona Cardinals, Calais Campbell. As I said, at 38 years of age, still putting up great numbers and still playing some good football and quality football for teams. Even how long he's been in this league. He's been with the Cardinals, Jaguars, Ravens, Falcons, and Dolphins, I believe, at this point, and now he's back with the Cardinals. So yeah, we're all rooting for Calais, one of the best guys in the entire National Football League, comes in at number 15. Now here's one that might come as a little bit of a surprise. Number 14 on the list, Steelers interior defensive lineman Keanu Benton. This is a guy who I think has a lot of potential in the league. I hate that he's a Steeler. I hate that he's a Steeler. Right when they drafted him in 2023, he was a second round pick. You could just feel he was gonna be a good player. It was a Bengals target for me. I was watching the draft as a Bengals fan. And I was like, I want the Bengals to take this guy. I had a feeling he was gonna be a good interior defensive lineman in the NFL. And in 2024, he showed that. It was his second year, and he played very, very well. And he will eventually be the Steelers' number one defensive lineman when Cam Hayward eventually hangs it up. So yeah, Keanu Benton comes in at number 14. The number 13 position on the list. Another guy that might come as a little bit of surprise, but he is a beast. Let me tell you that. Los Angeles Rams defensive lineman Kobie Turner. Another guy that's a little bit versatile. He can play different spots on the line, but he is a pass rusher through and through on Sean McVay's defense. He is just a great player. And again, like Keanu Benton, I said before, another guy I think has potential to be a really, really good defensive lineman or interior defensive lineman in this league, and he is already there as he comes in at number 13. Coming in at the number 12 position on the list, Baltimore Ravens defensive lineman Nnamdi Madubuike, formerly Justin Madubuike. He comes in at number 12. I was considering putting Kobie Turner over him, but I think the boost of that 2023 season where he was an all-pro, Pro Bowler, absolute pass rusher, I think that puts him over Kobie Turner for now. But 2024 was not as good as 2023. Madubuike in 2023 was considered like maybe top 5, top 10. Has declined a little bit in 2024, but I think he can still get back to that position. I hope he doesn't because he's a Raven. Go Bengals, but coming in at number 12, Nnamdi Madubuike. Coming in at the number 11 spot on the list, everybody's favorite, Vita Vea of the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, the pinnacle of run stoppers in the NFL. I mean, he is just a big dude up the middle for them. He's a duo with Kalijah Cansey. Him and Kalijah Cansey are a very, very good unit for the Buccaneers. And he's been in the league for a good amount of time now. He's probably almost 30 years old, if I had to guess. Maybe 30 years old now, but he's a very, very good player. He doesn't really put up the stats or the flashiness that everybody else does, but he's everybody's favorite, and he's a really good run stopper, and he comes in just outside the top 10 at number 11 on the list. Hey, I'm not going to lie to y'all. 6 through 10 was very tough. They are all razor close, and I really have no clue how to rank all of them. But at number 10, this guy's very, very consistent, and this might get some people mad because I have him this low, but it's Indianapolis Colts defensive tackle DeForest Buckner. He's now at 31 years of age, I believe. Former San Francisco 49er. He's been a good player in the league for a long time, has consistently just been Colts anchor in the middle. but he has to come in at number 10 because there's some people that I think might be a little bit above him, but it's just very, very close with 6 through 10 now. So, yeah, DeForest Buckner, number 10. Yeah, the number 9 position, a guy that plays with DeForest Buckner in the AFC South. It is Tennessee Titans interior defensive lineman Jeffrey Simmons. He's been a good player for a few years now at the Tennessee Titans. He's been a good player through the years that they were the 1 seed. They were playoff team, perennial playoff team, as you can see right there, lining up at fullback, catching a touchdown, absolutely electric. But he's been a good player for the Titans for a few years now, and he comes in at number 9. And these next two guys are two guys that have barely played this past season, but have put up elite numbers when they've been healthy on the field. At number 8, a guy who only I think it's Christian Wilkins at number 8, but I think he only played 4 or 5 games last year. He got hurt very early in the year, season-ending injury with the Raiders. He was their big ticket free agent signing from the Miami Dolphins after 2023. But this guy's a really good pass rusher through the middle. He wreaks havoc on the quarterback, as you can see there. This is tape from week 1 in the game where they played the Chargers last year. Somehow I found some Raiders highlights of this guy on YouTube, but yeah, he comes in at number 8, and number 7 is another guy who has had some injury issues. Coming in at number 7 is the former Auburn product, former Carolina Panthers first round pick, and he's lived up to it when he's on the field. It is Derek Brown, a great defensive lineman. Last year, I think very similar to Christian Wilkins, only played 4 or 5 games, got hurt very early in the year, season-ending injury, and just derailed the Carolina Panthers defense because he is the best player on that Carolina Panthers defense. Is there really a debate about it? I mean, Shaq Thompson might have been very, very solid in there for a while. I think he's a Buffalo Bill now, but he's clearly the best player on that Panthers defense. And when he went out, it just all fell apart for them. So, number 7, Derek Brown. Coming in just outside the top 5 at the number 6 position is a guy at 31 years old who just had a career year with the Seattle Seahawks. It is Leonard Williams. I believe he's played for the New York Giants, the New York Jets, and that might be it. I think that's it. I think he played for both New York teams. There might be another one in there, but he's now, or has been, I think he got traded at the trade deadline to the Seahawks 1 year until 2023 maybe, but he just had a career year with the Seattle Seahawks. 31 years old, had the best year of his career. He comes in just outside the top 6. I mean, just outside the top 5, number 6. Starting the top 5 up with Super Bowl champion, former Georgia player, former first round pick. In everybody's opinion, was the best player in that draft that year, but somehow fell to the Philadelphia Eagles in a trade. How did it happen? Howie Roseman works magic. But it is Jalen Carter at number 5, Philadelphia Eagles, as I said, Super Bowl champion. He's only been in the league for a few years, and he's already one of the best defensive linemen in the league. He comes in at number 5. Coming in at number 4, I believe he's 36 years old, and he's terrorized my team for years now. It is Cameron Hayward of the Pittsburgh Steelers, the veteran. He's been a staple of that Pittsburgh Steelers defense and the Pittsburgh Steelers culture since he's come to Pittsburgh, and he's just been one of the most consistent, best players in the league since he's arrived. As I said, I believe he's 36 now, 35 maybe, somewhere around there. He's a veteran. He's still putting up as good of numbers as he ever has, which is a crazy thing to say. But he comes in at number 4. Coming in with the top 3 at the number 3 position is New York Jets defensive lineman Quinnen Williams. Again, former first round pick, former Alabama product. He's lived up to it. He's been a very good player for them. Very, very good player for them. 2024 wasn't elite. It wasn't elite. It was good. It was good. It wasn't elite. He's had elite years. He's had all pro seasons. I believe 2023 was an all pro season or Pro Bowl season or something like that. But he comes in at number 3. Coming in at the number 2 position is Sexy Dexy, Dexter Lawrence from the New York Giants. He is here at number 2. He's only improved since he's been in the league. He's been one of the best since he's been in the league, and he is a part of that very, very good defensive line unit that the New York Giants are going to have. They're going to have a good defensive line. Not a lot of people are talking about it, surprisingly, at least from what I see. I mean, they're going to have Dexter Lawrence, Brian Burns, Abdul Carter, Kayvon Thibodeau. I mean, they're going to have a good defensive line next year, but he comes in at number two. And the best interior defensive lineman in the league, in my eyes, is still Chris Jones, one of the best defensive players overall in the league. And he is still that guy for the Kansas City Chiefs. In 2023, I believe it was 2023, he got a fresh contract extension, held out the first game of the season on opening night against the Lions, then got a new fresh contract extension, was back on the field immediately the week after, and is still, since Aaron Donald retired, at least been the best interior defensive lineman in the league, and he comes in at number one. Oh no, we got to highlight. Oh, Chris Jones sack against Burrow. No. And here are the full rankings. I did top 15 on this one, as I showed in the video. I represented all 15 of these guys in their own way, but the honorable mentions are Aleem McNeil of the Detroit Lions, was injured in part of last season, still a very good player. Milton Williams, New England Patriots free agent signing. Osa Odigizua, newly extended with the Dallas Cowboys. Zach Allen, who's one of those versatile players, plays inside, plays outside. He'll play the 3 tech inside and play the 5 tech outside at defensive end. So he'll play both positions. Ed Oliver. And I got to give a little shout out to John Franklin Myers, former New York Jet. Had a little bit of a career resurgence. Probably had a career year, I'd say, with the Denver Broncos. And he only played about half the snaps. He was a rotational player at defensive end and interior defensive line for the Denver Broncos and had, I'm pretty sure, like 7 sacks, something like that. So he had a little bit of a career resurgence here. But yeah, that's gonna do it. If you guys did enjoy, please like, subscribe. That would all be greatly appreciated, as I say usually. And we'll be back tomorrow night, same time, 4th of July tomorrow. Enjoy it. I'm gonna be probably, most likely, I'm gonna be recording tomorrow's ranking later tonight and getting that scheduled for tomorrow so I can have the full day tomorrow off, but expect the defensive end slash outside linebacker ranking to be around the same exact time tomorrow. And with that, I'll see y'all later. Have a good night.